It's fantastic that so many of you are coming to this island. My family has lived here for 400 years or something like that, and they never had expected this. But I must say they strive for it, and that's what Runso is famous for. You strive, and if you're not away from your house at 7 o'clock, you might stay in bed. Nevertheless, it's about new technology, and it constantly transforms our business, and in combination with new regulations and demands from society, the conditions also change for us. So how are we facing the future? The Ballast Water Management Convention and the 0.5 Sulfur Worldwide Directive are the latest decrees we have been dealing with, and the regulations around greenhouse gases are frequently discussed. We already have the Energy Efficiency Design Index, which requires new ships to increase fuel efficiency, so there is certainly no lack of immediate technical challenges. What today is economic reality might be totally changed in a few years. 3 years ago, all forecasting institutes were convinced that the oil price would stay above $100 per barrel and even increase further, finally reaching $150 per barrel in 2030. Hallelujah, whichever way you see it. The price is died to $30. What a surprise. And the current price is $50 per barrel. It's quite a challenge keeping up with all these changes, and we are trying to do so by continuously analyzing all possibilities. Stena is constantly investigating future fuel alternatives. Despite the fact that shipping is the most environmentally friendly means of transportation, like all other businesses, we within shipping need to think of how we can reduce our environmental impact. Our first obligation is to make sure that we abide by the regulations concerning emissions from sulfur, NOx, and particles. More sophisticated fuels and emission control will meet these requirements. But in the long run, we also need to reduce greenhouse gases, and that can only be done through reduction of fossil fuel, either by increasing fuel efficiency or using alternative fuels. But in the future, we have to focus on the whole life cycle, from source to exhaust gas, from source to propeller, or its equivalence of the fuel in question. For example, if renewable sources are used, it might be okay having CO2 emissions on board. We are currently trying out methanol, and from our LNG tankers, we have long experience of LNG. Both are clean fuel alternatives that work very well. However, today's methanol, as well as LNG, come from natural gas, and the fact is that neither methanol nor LNG reduces greenhouse gases compared to oil, even though less CO2 is produced in the combustion process. The production of methanol requires much energy, and for LNG, the major problem is the emission of methane particles. These facts make crude oil quite good in comparison. An interesting positive aspect with methanol is that currently there is much development in the production of methanol from biomass, garbage, and even CO2 and water, which could lead to possible greenhouse gas reductions in the long run. With respect to current fuel prices, the most profitable solution is to reduce sulfur and particles by using HFO, heavy fuel oil, with scrubbers. Scrubbers also work well in reducing the levels of particles, so we think scrubbers have a big potential. We are also working with electric power, another new promising technology. The cost for energy storage in batteries have been reduced by more than half during the last 5 years, and this trend will continue. Solar cells have a similar development, Today, an area of 50 by 100 meters gives more than 1 megawatt electric energy. In this example, the efficiency is just 16%. What will it be in 10 years? There is a broad understanding that the shipping sector needs to reduce CO2 emissions in line with the Paris Agreement and a proposed target of 50% reduction by 2050. We are currently researching into how this can be made a reality for different types of ships, and with different low carbon energy sources, which we will share and discuss during the Nordic Committee meeting. An overall truth is that lower energy consumption increases the possibility for new fuel alternatives. We are therefore working hard to reduce fuel consumption for our new vessels. Our new IMO2 Max tankers consume 30% less fuel compared to their predecessors. In respect to the new RoPax vessels we have ordered from China, we have spent much time testing different hull designs, and we have managed to reduce friction with 20% compared to the original design of the shipyard. With lighter vessels, we might even use wind and sail one day again. We are following the different ongoing initiatives with interest. There is much talk regarding autonomous shipping, big data, and the Internet of Things. This is also an area where it is essential to evaluate and try to understand how to apply the new possibilities. We are closely monitoring and trying out new technology, primarily to increase security with new tools for situation awareness and operational support to the operation. Here at Donsö, you are very good at running your ships, and you have very independent captains and chief engineers, and you have fantastic support from shore. It's not so well known that it is actually the combination of support from shore and the independent professional capacity on board the ship that generates the result. And I think this is a very important new perspective in how to reduce bunker consumption. Other things, big data can also be used for more cost-efficient maintenance of machine systems and increased reliability. With the help of modern communication, Stena Bulk has devised a new planning system for the whole fleet, which makes it possible for us to be at the right place, at the right time, promptly reacting on new cargoes, and so on. In short, technology gives us the opportunity for constant development, and if you keep up, it will give us the possibility both to fulfill the requirements of society and secure good business opportunity also in the future. Not to forget, though, is that as the world gets more efficient and all acts are more transparent, competition keeps on sharpening. Cooperation between all interested parties is therefore a must. We shall succeed in building a sustainable business for the future. Donsö Shipping Meet is an outstanding example for these efforts, and it's nice to be here. Thank you.